episode lasting 3 weeks. I am deep in thought as I often am after a manic episode. It would seem like a good time to reflect on life. Having realized my ultimate function, I can now practice my alternate functions. In 5 years I will still be here, sitting on this seat. I am happy now, and I know in 5 years I will be so much happier. In 5 years from now I will be crying at how miserable I was 5 years ago. In 5 years I will have gotten my CFA. In 5 years I will be able to speak Swedish. In 5 years I will be able to tell my parents I love them. In 5 years I will be able to hug my parents. I can do these things now, but I still will be doing them in 5 years. My 3 dogs will be 5 years older, but the same size as they are now. I will have liberated myself from suffering. And this is my alternate function: to liberate people from the oceans of misery. And it is time I liberate myself. For I have held my breath for long enough. I need to apply my own oxygen mask, or I will die. From the bottom of my heart, I thank LT Van Zandt, CPL Hints, CPL Colin, and CPL Gherkin. They have instilled in me what it means to be a human being. All of the mistakes, the misconceptions, the delusions, the miseducation, the lack of a father figure, the lack of a nurturing mother, the lack of a caring brother, left the void with me, and the army filled void. So I was made, in their image, the Annihilator. I would also like to thank my first psychiatrist, Alston Unwin, who taught me the importance of introspection, and my current psychiatrist Mark Spellman, for his pragmatic approach to medication and effective treatment of hypermania. Having learned from both psychiatrists, I now view mental health with a dualistic approach. Introspection and medication. The introspection provides the framework for diagnosing problems and conditions as they arise in the mind and body. The medication and dosage is the effective treatment of hypermania, with the goal of using the least amount of medication possible, so as to do as little renal and liver damage as possible. These drugs are meant to be taken over years and as such should be taken with a long-term view rather than some kind of short-term suppression of hypermania. I would also like to thank the Art of Living Foundation and Bhuvnagovin for introducing me to breath work, yoga and meditation from the Indian tradition. Breath work has alleviated a lot of past trauma, and yoga and meditation continue to cleanse the body and the mind of impressions and all the accumulation of toxins from day-to-day interactions and living. With the military, psychiatry and meditation in focus, this trinity of activity has alleviated a lot of my suffering and will continue to do so going forward. The focus on sleep, diet, and movement has also been the foundations of my health and happiness. 5 years from now, there are some languages I want to learn/improve on/start learning. English, Chinese, Japanese, German, French, Swedish, Dari, Afghan, and Russian. There are some places I would like to visit: Gothenburg, Sweden, Vietnam for opium. I would like to have completed my CFA Level 2 test and Level 3 test and applied to get my CFA, and have gotten it by then. I want to be better than I am now at golf, martial arts, music production, Chinese calligraphy/painting, shooting and dancing, mountain biking and surfing, snorkeling, bodyboarding. It is my sole purpose in life, to keep on improving the self, and this is done by doing these activities. And getting better at these activities helps improve the self. I see improving of the self as a shedding of dead skin, a shedding of dead weight, baggage and needless rules and regulations we impose on ourselves or that we feel like society imposes on us. To remove this baggage is to see through the veil. It is to take off the mask and reveal the true inner workings of the self. It is simply not enough in life to say that you are weak or you are stupid. Everyone is born different, but everyone has to try to get better. In competing with others you will see this truth. Some people are fitter, better, and more talented at martial arts, but even these people have to train like everyone else. By doing these activities, you become smarter. Whatever you choose to do, it is best to have some kind of competition in life, such as golfing. My brother plays golf, and I recently have been getting into golfing, and when I go to Taiwan, I will be able to play golf with him, and in that way we will have an activity to compete in and improve on. By competing with each other, we both improve and have to work harder to beat the other. By playing golf we are already improving our bodies and minds. And by playing golf with other, we introduce competition and a social aspect to golf, both of which help the longevity of the sport and the longevity of our lives. The more joy and fun we have with others, the longer we will live. The more stress and negativity you share with others, you and those people will all shorten your lifespans by engaging in negativity. By playing golf, it will open up a lot of social interactions and a lot of games of golf in the future. It is necessary to train, so that I can be victorious on game day. With regards to my dad, I am slowly teaching him how to cook. He has been improving slowly, and steadily his cooking has gotten better over time as I teach him bit by bit, week by week. I feel like him volunteering dishwashing at the temple has also improved his ability to work in the kitchen. My first job was working as a dishwasher at Montezuma at Privet, past Garden City. So him doing dishwashing will teach him a lot about organization and working fast and efficiently. Because being fast and efficient is important in all areas of life. You are a practical and steady worker. You are quite efficient, I think. At least I remember you to be pretty fast at everything. By doing chores, I wipe away my past. By cleaning my room, I redeem myself. When I cook for my mom and my dad and my 3 dogs, I feel really good, because I did something. I don't mind doing chores, because they are easy and they give me a quick hit of dopamine for little effort. Cooking for my family feels great, and seeing the dogs eat steak makes me so happy. I cook better steak than restaurants now, and the best part is cooking has become so trivial for me, it's effortless. There was this girl I met called Vita, in Berlin. Vita has a Croatian father who died when she was 16, and a Swedish mother and an older brother. She was born in Malmö and grew up in Wittenberg. I fell in love with her when I listened to her music. The song was called Unseen. I was standing at the desk of the Electronic Music Production Lab, a place with computers and synthesizers, keyboards and microphones for making music. She worked as the tech there. Basically you help people with music problems and just watch the place. I asked to listen to some of her music and she showed me her SoundCloud page on her laptop. It was a MacBook. She stuck a black and white picture over the Apple logo. Vita's like that, she's very much anti-establishment. But not totally hippie, just alternative. I listened to about 30 seconds of the song Unseen and gave her her headphones back. I was in love. This was around September or October of 2016. Vita Vojic, that's right, it's AC not AC, it's a CH sound. So it's pronounced Vita Vojic. If you read it in English, it's a Croatian last name, or Serbian. I think she had some problems with her mother, because her mother sounds like she is quite distant, unemotional, and not willing to talk about problems and share emotions. So without her father, who was probably the heart of the family, dying and her mother being distant and her brother just being a regular guy who wants to stay in Sweden and not explore the world more. She probably didn't have so much support. I remember talking to her one night, after she closed the lab, because what I did was, I would go to the lab on the days she worked, and I would stay until it closed, which was 12 midnight. And then they changed it to 11 p.m. eventually cause midnight was too late for the staff. Anyway, we were walking along Governor Street, she was walking her bike, a silver push bike, and I was walking alongside her. She had told me about her father's death, and she was upset that another girl she knew, whose mother killed herself, got way more support and attention than she did when her father passed from a heart attack. All I could say was go Vita and give her a hug. Because I cared about her. More than anything, more than anyone in the universe, I cared about this girl. I haven't spoken to her since about May 2017. She said I made death threats against her, which is too bad, and I will always regret giving her black journal back. If I had kept it, maybe we'd still be in contact. Also rejecting her hospital visit. There was a lot of things that I did that went wrong and I never saw her or spoke to her again. Around the same time, this German girl called Sabrina Kahn, who was a student at the school, and was in my class, Electronic Music Production B. There were EMPA, B and C, with about 10 students a class. She confessed she liked me one night, when we were walking away from the school. I lived quite close to the school and on the way, we sat down on a bench. And she told me she liked me. And I told her I liked her too. And we rested our heads against each other. This was probably around February 2017. That night we hung out at my shoebox room in a shared apartment. It was a bedroom that had been cut in half to make two smaller rooms. The room was a single bed wide, then about 35 centimeters before the wall. I didn't mind though. It was small and cheap and really close to school. So we sat on our bed, listening to music. She bought her little cute Bluetooth speaker. And we tried to have a rap battle. I was so bad, LOL. Anyway, it was getting late and she's like, on the U-Bahn subway stops running soon. Can I stay the night, or I won't have a train to catch? And I was like, yeah, of course. Anyway, we talked a bit more. Then we went to bathroom. And then got into bed. As soon as I turned off the lights, she turned to me and we started kissing. We had sex like 4 times. We would have sex, fall asleep, then wake up and have more sex an hour or 2 later. Then after like 2 or 3 weeks she just cut me off for no real reason. Maybe she wanted something like a fling, and she could my emotions were really strong. And she knew I loved Vita, and she was having some family issues at the time as well. Her grandfather is in his 80s and is getting old. Anyway, he tried to kiss her. I think it was because he thought she was her grandmother, but I don't know. Maybe he wanted her. So that messed with her for a bit. But Vita and Sabrina both stopped talking to me within a week of each other as I was manic, stuck in a locked psychiatric ward in a public hospital in Kreuzberg, Vivantes Clinicum. And those people saved my life. Even though I hated being in there. Because I only had 2 months left, and this was the time that I was going to date Vita. Because she quit her job there due to sexism issues with management. So this was our 2 months of heaven, July, August, which is summer in Berlin. This is the time. People go out and it's warm and everyone parties for 3 months. So being stuck in hospital destroyed me. But this is the problem, made it worse. I made it so much worse than it ever needed to be, because I was a broken human being. I did not know how to take care of myself. All I knew was how to sacrifice myself for others, and how to destroy things. But the people in Berlin, the hospital, everyone there, my other school friends, visited me at the hospital. And the nurses at this psychiatric ward just worked with me day in and day out. I got to know all the staff, the whole rotation. And I talked to all of them enthusiastically. I also tried to make friends, and I did make friends in the hospital. Because you are living together in this corridor, you get to know each other. And I have friends. German local Berlin friends, because I stayed in hospital for 2 months. I learned a fuckload of German. But their gentle kindness, their compassion, and the warmth of these German nurses in this public hospital brought me from the bottom of the sea, upwards, towards the surface. They cared for me in a way that my family has never done, and for the first time in a long time, I felt at peace. I felt like I had a family with this bunch of crazy German people that I love. I remember we would get to go for a walk sometimes, to go out of the hospital and walk along the river. There was this Italian pizzeria with wood oven pizza I loved. It was thin and you used a knife and fork to eat it. Then you can leave the crust and pour some olive oil and balsamic at the end to eat with the crust. It was so good, my favorite pizza. It was a franchise with 3 locations. So beautiful. I remember one day on the bridge there was a baker or something with a box of bread just giving it out for free. There were boats, and one time I had a juice with this other girl from the hospital. Kreuzberg is really some kind of place. Although I wanted to be with Vita, I made the most of my time in a German psychiatric hospital. It's something that few people like me ever get to experience. Someone from Australia. Quite interesting. There were male nurses and female nurses. I remember one of the male nurses understood I had PTSD and would let me play war games when I was tripping. He was such a good nurse. And the thing is, over the 2 months the nurses could see me improve. And by the end they had really gotten to know me and I them, and then I had made friends with a few other patients, some of whom I am still in contact with. This guy called Thomas Clay also gave me some artwork. Very interesting guy who had a crazy spicy girlfriend from Catalan. I also missed a trip to Florence, Italy with my friend Amadeo, which is sad. But I did not waste my time at the hospital, and overall I made the most of a terrible situation. I talked to Sabrina recently, but I haven't spoken to Vita yet. Anyway, I'm going to learn Swedish. One day if I speak to her again, I will speak to her in her mother tongue. My time in the army has also made me an elite killer. I have no morals, I have no responsibilities, no kids, no partner, nothing. I am a very good soldier in that sense, because I am basically an empty slate. Even though I have left the army for 15 years now, I have only improved as a person and as a soldier. Because I have kept training and seeking to improve my abilities as an engineer and soldier. I have stayed interested in combat arms and warfare all this time. So I haven't really lost my edge. If anything, I have become deadlier. The army takes away from you all your junk, all your useless crap, and builds you up properly so that you can work with other soldiers. Everyone carries their own weight and we are all good mates who would fight for each other. I felt mateship and camaraderie in the army, support, guidance, direction, and discipline. Something my rich family never provided me. They had turned me from a child into an adult. I remember I was really hung up on the fact that I never got to have sex with Vita. But I know that I care more about the hundreds of hours of time we spent together, and all the conversations we had. Those things I care more about than sex, honestly. But I think I was just really hung up on her in general. And then one day my friend Demi from the Bodhi-chan Meditation Center told me about this art of living happiness course. So I went along not really knowing anything. And we learned breathing technique, Sudarshan Kriya. And that started the process of purging all my trauma and pain and resentment, hate and suffering. It was a torrent of rain, washing away all the past residue. Then after the breathing program, I was invited to a silence course, the 4-day silent meditation retreat. And this was July 2024. The instructor told us to write down all our wishes and desires and that it would happen. I didn't believe it at the time. After 7 years of thinking about Vita daily, I didn't think anything would ever help the thoughts go away. But I set my intention that day to move on, or start moving on from Vita. And it worked. The 4 days started the process which would continue on for the next 5 months. I did my breath work and I did my meditation. And eventually I let go of her. After 7 years I was liberated from this suffering. Then this silence course, January 2025, I set my intention on moving on from warfare and violence. And that has started, and will continue on for the next 6 months, until it is done. I am happier now than I was before. And I have far less resentment, negative emotion, or baggage. These days, in 5 years from now, 2030, I will be even freer and lighter. I look forward to every day. Now in all the activities I do, I look forward to everything and I have changed my priorities. Before 1 was work, 2 was family and 3 were friends. Now my top priority is having fun every day. Work is now the second priority and relaxing is the third. What I thought was being selfish was actually just being a regular human being. So now I live my life how I wish and look forward to the future. Going to Göteborg to study furniture design would be fun. I look forward to the CFA2 test in November 2025. I look forward to getting into golf. I look forward to making my second album. I look forward to seeing my dad get better at cooking. I'm happy seeing my mom get less and less anxious and depressed. She's addicted to share trading right now. I look forward to seeing Rebecca lose 20 kilograms. I look forward to all the other girls I have yet to meet. Life's fucking good, bro. 2025-0207, Friday, 18 hours 15 minutes and 8 seconds. P.S. Vita was born on the 21st day of September, 1995. Virgo. Pig. Sabrina was born September, 1996. Virgo. Rat. Rebecca is born July 1986. Cancer. Tiger.
Yeah, I see him. He's on the balcony. 478 meters. We're going for first of line. Just left. We're ready. They made it on the right on this. You see the finger under the right on this? Alright, I see him.
Yeah, we got him. We fucking got him.